Good morning. My name is Susan Nawberry, hearing officer for San Francisco Public Works. Nathan Rodas is the clerk of this hearing. This hearing is being recorded via Zoom and will be available afterward through a link on the San Francisco Public Works website, sfpublicworks.org. As this is a virtual hearing, there is no assignment sheet. So if you'd like to receive information about the results of this hearing, please send an email to the email address listed on the hearing notice. The hearing is being held to consider these items. Order number 206274, to consider the validity of notices to repair that have been issued to various property owners and utility agencies for the restoration of public right-of-way sidewalks. As part of San Francisco's sidewalk inspection repair program, inspectors from San Francisco Public Works Bureau of Street Use and Mapping have conducted inspections on blocks in the inner Richmond district neighborhood bordered by Balboa Street and Anza Street on the north, Arguello Boulevard on the east, Fulton Street on the south, and 7th Avenue and 4th Avenue on the west. My job as a hearing officer is to gather the facts for the hearing item, listen to your testimonies, and help our director of public works make a determination. I will not be making any decisions today. Instead, I will forward the findings from this hearing and make my recommendations to the director. The director will make the final recommendations. When the director's determinations are made, the department will notify you of them if you have provided contact information. The hearing will proceed for the case as follows. I will ask Public Works staff to speak first and present the case. Then I will allow property owner or appellant or applicant to speak. Then any member of the public or witness who wishes to speak. Then the department, if the department would like to address any comments. And then the property owner, if the person has any rebuttals. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. The clerk will monitor the time for all speakers and will indicate when the speaker has 30 seconds left. If you are a party to this proceeding, I will call on you to speak. If you would like to use visual materials in your presentation, please let me know before you speak. You will then have the standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. If you are a member of the public or witness who wants to speak, wait for me to call for public comments, then use Zoom's raise your hand feature to put yourself in the queue to speak. When it is your turn to speak, I will recognize you. If you would like to use visual materials, please let me know before you speak. And then you will have the standard 3 minutes. Comments and questions should be addressed to me and not to the department or the applicant. If you cannot finish your comments in the allotted time, you may submit written testimony to me by the end of this hearing. If I feel that a question is warranted, I will ask the question. After all comments are completed, I will close the item. And we will now begin this hearing. But first, we like to ask if there's any public comment, and the public may address the hearing officer on matters that are within the department's jurisdiction, but not on today's agenda. So if there are any public comments, please raise your hand. Okay, seeing no public comment, will the department please make its presentation?
Good morning, hearing officer. Do you hear me well?
I can hear you.
Okay. I am here representing Public Works, the Bureau of Street Use and Mapping, in regards to our sidewalk improvement repair program, which is short, we call it SIRP. This is for phase 155, defined by Cabrillo and 4th Avenue. Public Works Code Section 706 states that it shall be the duty of the property owners to maintain sidewalk and sidewalk area fronting or adjacent to their property in good repair and condition. That said, this public hearing is to consider the validity of notices to repair that have been issued to various property owners and utility agencies for the restoration of public right-of-way sidewalks. The Sidewalk Inspection and Repair Program was enacted by the city in 2007 to improve the pedestrian path of travel by inspecting and notifying property owners of defects requiring repair. Under city and state codes, property owners are responsible to maintain the sidewalks fronting their properties. This program differs from past inspection programs by providing funding for the city to allow property owners the option to have the city repair the sidewalks for them and to invoice them upon completion of the work. Part of the SERP process is to hold public hearings for property owners to express their concerns as to the validity of the required sidewalk repairs. Since its inception, the SERP program has conducted inspections along 1,845 blocks in neighborhoods throughout the entire city. And so today's hearing is for the property owners who have received sidewalk repair notifications in SERP 155 in our Richmond district neighborhood bordered by Balboa Street and Anza Street on the north, Arguello Boulevard on the east, Fulton Street on the south end, and 7th Avenue and 4th Avenue on the west. We mailed letters for this area, SERP 155, on March 30th, 2022. Thank you, hearing officer. I will conclude with that statement.
Are there any public comments on this item? If so, please raise your hand. Okay. If there are no more comments for this item, I will now close the item and I'll make my recommendations to the director. And if there are no more public comments, I'm closing this hearing. And the hearing is now closed.
Was I the only one